In the previous lecture, we learned how to get some information from the web server. These were all the HTML code we got from the gigapan.com. Well, you know that we could just parse through different information in here. If you want to get all the links, all the images, or everything using the regular expression, we could just search through a1.content. We would do it in the next lecture, when we are finally able to do it using the sockets module. But for now, we learn how to get information from the server. Now we want to learn how to post information to that. So for posting information, instead of saying get, we use the post module. First, in here we provide the URL that we want to post the data to, and for the second argument we should provide our data. But before that, we want to just see the different fields in the gigapan.com, that how do we want to post data in what field. So we open our browser in the Windows in here, and we go to the Gigapan, we hit enter. So it doesn't make any difference. I don't think it is illegal, because what we are doing is to just post some data to this website. We are not doing any brute force attack or any denial of service or something like that. For example, in this way, what I'm doing is that sending information to the gigapan.com, which it is listening at the port number 80 using my browser as the client program. In the Linux, what we are going to do is to just send some data, but not using the browser as the client, using our own program. So in here we go to the login page. So we right click in here and choose inspect. As you see, these are the information related to this field. The name of it is equal to login, and for the password, the name of this field is equal to password. You see, the reason that we are doing that is that, well, using the browser we are seeing the field. So if you want to post some data, I simply click in here and say, for example, ADF and anything else that we want it to be our username. When we are doing it using the programming, we should specify what field do we want to put the data in. So for that case, we're using their names in the HTML source code. So the name of the username is login, the name of the password field is password, and for the login, I think the name of it is the type of it is submit, and the value is login. So type is submit and value is login. So we now go to our program again. So first of all, what we need to do is to create our information. For the second argument of the post method in request, the format should be a dictionary. So let's say that we create a dictionary named B1, which would be equal the name. The dictionary would take two things. The first one is key and second one is the value. So what we are going to do is that we want to get the login field. So if we open the browser again, in the username field we had name was login. So we say that both of them should be with the format of a string. So the login field, I want it to be equal to, let's say, mgh as the username, which is my name. Again, it should be a string format. And I want the second one, which I think it was password, the name of it. Yes, I want the password to be equal, let's say, my pass, not a strong password. Okay, and then you want to like press the submit button. So for the submit, the login in here, if we say inspect, type is submit, we say that log in is equal to the value of it, which is submit. I think it is submit. Yes, the type is equal to submit. Now what we are going to do is to just send it using the request.post. For the first one, we feed it the http www.gigapan.com, and the second one would be our data in here. Now that's enough. We save it into another variable called b2 and we hit enter. So if we say b2.content and we hit enter, see that we have got the related response. For us to make sure that we actually post some data, I just want to start capturing some data again, continue without saving, and in here again we send the data using the post method. It is sending the data, yes, and if open the Wireshark, you see that the data has been sent. We stop the capture. Again, using the DNS name would be resolved to IP address, and now a communication TCP connection would be established. Now this HTTP should be posted. As you see, it says that it is posting the data. If we open the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, you see that it is posting some data using the HTTP 1.1 to gigapan.com, and well, we could see different information in here. Login is MGH, password is my pass, and this is the submit button. So all the information has been all of them have been captured using the Wireshark, and we were successfully post some data to the web server. But as you saw, the only thing that we had to provide using the request module was the two things. One of them was the URL and the other one was data. Now if we provide the same information in here, for example, my MGH as the username and my pass as the password, and we hit enter, but it would tell us that the information that you have provided are wrong, the credentials are wrong. And if we just say b2.content, which is the related response to the posting of the data, and we hit enter, we got all of this HTML code, which is exactly equivalent to the response that we get when we type a wrong password, that it would say that wrong password and wrong username. So we were successfully posting some data to the gigapan.com web server. Now we learn how to get information and post the data using request module, but as we promised earlier, we want to do all of that using the socket module. And as you would know, in the next lectures we should take care of most things using the sockets or raw socket, that the request module in here is taking care of everything.